Hello everyone, I'm going to be showing you how to apply your hair meshes. So to begin, you're going to find a hair that you want to derive from. Scroll down and hit Derive from Product. And then you're going to come over here to the hair mesh and you're going to look for the opacity map that's originally been provided with this hair mesh. You can often find it at the top, but in this scenario it is down here at the bottom. You're going to apply a fully black opacity map, not gray, nothing else, or you'll end up having problems. It can be of any shape, just as long as it's black in a small image, and then you're going to turn off blending. If you don't turn off blending in this step, you will find conflicts where you'll have clipping with your new baby hair mesh and the old one. Now hit apply changes, and this should be gone. So now that that is gone, you're going to add your hair mesh. So we're going to come here to add. And you can make the ID anything. I suggest looking in the README file for which IDs we suggest you use. You can only use the IDs from 1 to 99, and if you want your IDs to go over that, you're going to have to do it in the Debug tab. So I would just make this ID anything in that scenario if that's what you want to do. But for now, we're just going to use the ID 68. And now I'm going to add that file that you will have bought and look for it here. Let me just find it really quick. This is where I have it placed at the moment in my files, but yours will be in a folder. And there's the material ID, so you know that your mesh has been uploaded into the scene. You just don't see it yet because you haven't hit apply changes. If you hit apply, you'll see it appear. Now we're going to add an opacity map. Here's one for an example, and if we hit apply, we'll see that we don't see any changes, and that's because you haven't added a texture map to it yet, and you'll also need to make sure that you hit use blending. Always make sure that your opacity map is the same shape as the baby hair, so if you have an image that's going horizontally and it's longer instead of wider, then it's going to end up blurring the opacity map, and if your texture is a square and not the same shape, then it will still blur. So make sure that the baby hair texture is the same shape. Here's one I have with hair information, and there it is. Now if you want to make it a bald cap, you'll just have to look. Hopefully the hair you derive from will make it possible to where you can remove a certain section of the mesh. And you'll just have to go through here and figure out which one it is and add a black opacity map. Now, back to the topic before. If you're wanting to make sure that your baby hair is of a different higher ID number, so you potentially have less conflicts with other things in the catalog and wearing them at the same time, you'll go into your Debug tab here and go to Debug 2. And you're going to look for that ID number. Here it is right here. And to change it, we're going to come down here to edit. I think I suggested the numbers 118 maybe? I don't know, check your README file, or 117. Let's just say that was the number, and I'm going to hit OK. But we also have to make sure that we change it down here at the bottom. This ID number has to also be changed with it, so this was also ID 68. And now this one's 68, we need to make sure this says 117 or whatever number you changed it to up above, and hit OK. If you end up changing this number and not this one and hit apply changes, you will have your IMVU crash and you'll have to start over. So make sure you update them both at the same time before hitting apply changes. And that's how you upload your baby hair mesh. Now another step would be if you're wanting to add the front and the back separately. So to do that, we're going to come over here and we're going to add another mesh number. We can't make this the ID number right away, it won't allow us. So you'll have to again change it in the Debug tab later. Make the ID anything you want between 1 to 99. And now we're going to do the same process, hit add XMF, look for the back baby hair lace mesh that you had, and hit open. There's the material ID slot there. If you hit apply changes, it will appear, and then you just do the same steps where you apply the mesh and the same shape, texture, baby hair, and make sure your blending is turned on. And there it is.